So, of course, I've got to ask the Knicks question. I don't live in New York anymore, but I'm going to be a Knicks guy until the day I die. They've had a pretty good offseason so far. They re-signed OG Anunoby, which I'm thrilled about. Give him a blockbuster deal. They get Mikal Bridges, another huge deal. They're kind of going with this strategy, reportedly, of just bolstering their wings and their defense there to pretty much compete with the Celtics, it's a sound idea. I like it. What did you think? What do you think of this strategy? Kind of, setting up a squad that can really counter Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, do you think they're the biggest threat to the Celtics now in the East? Why or why not?
Yeah, I've been mostly positive on the Knicks. I think that they've shown in recent seasons they're no longer the dysfunctional Knicks. It's about having
Yes.
roster depth and continuity, not trying to
Yeah.
carve out cap space to throw money at the next possible free agent or player that could be traded. So it's great that they were able to retain OG Anunoby. He's a great two-way player, great competitor. Getting Mikal Bridges, even though they dealt a lot of first-round picks, he is someone who's worth the price of that. He is not
Yeah.
a number one option as the Brooklyn Nets
Yeah.
experienced last season, but he is what you want in a championship caliber team. Great two-way player, plays the right way, defends the opposing team's best player on a consistent basis, doesn't need plays drawn up for him. He's the ultimate Iron Man with his consecutive games played streak, and he has a lot of familiarity with all the Villanova players, with Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo. Now, it is a huge loss. The Knicks weren't able to keep Isaiah Hartenstein going to Oklahoma City. Great rebounder, great defender. The Thunder had a lot more cap space for the Knicks, and so he took an offer that was just too hard to pass up,
Yeah.
especially because the Thunder have been a really good team this past season. But I think that aside, the Knicks have done a good job, and I am of the belief that they're better off keeping Julius Randle than trying to see if they can dangle him in a trade, because even though he had some injury concerns, I'm optimistic he's going to be healthier next season, and I think that he really helps fuel the kind of identity that the Knicks have had. It starts with Jalen Brunson. It continues with Tom Thibodeau's coaching style, but I think Julius Randle provides those perfect qualities to complement what Jalen Brunson brings on the court, as well as complements what Tibbs is looking for in a player. Now, to your question, where does this mean in the Eastern Conference rankings? The Boston Celtics still have a lot of separation. They're defending champs. They have their same roster back, and they have just so much depth, continuity. Their main core guys are in their prime, so they're the clear number one. As far as the number two goes, I think on paper the Sixers have the edge because they got Paul George. They have a big three. I think the fit is really great. Joel Embiid, versatile big. Tyrese Maxey showed that he could take on an elevated playmaking and scoring role. And Paul George is very adaptable as a 1-2 third option. But there's always the questions about Joel Embiid and Paul George, and can they stay healthy? Their track record has said otherwise. And so with that, there is a very realistic pathway that the Knicks are the number two contender in the Eastern Conference.